Hello and welcome back to our training where we talk about how you can get more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. And on today's training, I'm going to show you how you can instantly drop a voicemail as you're making phone calls and save a considerable amount of time while prospecting. But before we get into that, once again, my name is Jeff Osnes. I'm your host, I'm your trainer, I'm your tour guide as we go through this Prosperity Central system. And what is the Prosperity Central system? It is an online contact management system designed to help you manage, organize, and follow up with your prospects in an effective and efficient way. It was specifically designed for the network marketing industry. However, anyone in sales can benefit by taking advantage of this amazing tool. So if you know somebody in sales or network marketing, take a moment now and share this video with them so they can start to learn about this powerful tool. Now let's get into our training today. Now, like I mentioned, we're going to talk about how you can create a voicemail or take advantage of a voicemail that you've created so that you can instantly drop it when you're making calls using PhoneBurner. We're going to configure our voicemail button in PhoneBurner. So we're going to go to Marketing, and we're going to scroll down to the PhoneBurner option here, and we're going to go to PhoneBurner Settings, and we're going to go to Dispositions. From the disposition section, you may decide that you're happy using the default dialing set. If I go ahead and open that up, these are the buttons that come in every account. So every user has these buttons. And you can decide if you want to use them or not use them. If you want to start with a custom set, you can go ahead and just add a new dialing set, create your own custom buttons. You can also copy a set and then edit the buttons from there. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the default dialing set. I'm just going to use those for our example today. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this. And we're going to go here to this leave voicemail button right here. We're going to configure this button. So I'm going to click on this leave voicemail button. When we configure this button, you'll see that you have limited options here because this is a system button. You don't fully control this button because this is created and managed at the system level. Once again, if you want to manage it, you want to control what the button says and what the status is, then you can create a copy of it and then you have full editing rights over that button. But the note, this is what is automatically left as you're making calls and you click the button. This is what is automatically added to the contact record in the notes field so that you can keep track of everything you do with that contact by logging those notes. And then the voicemail option right here, this option right here, you can choose to assign a voicemail specifically to the disposition, to that button. So this is the one we recorded the other day. I could actually assign it to this button. And now when I go to start making calls, if I choose this set of buttons and I click this specific button, the system will send or play that specific audio file to that record. Now, one of the other options here, which is the option I'm going to leave it set to, is the dial session default. Choosing this option allows me to create a voicemail button or configure a voicemail button that becomes a little bit more dynamic, meaning I'm not hard coding a specific voicemail to the button. When I go to start a dial session, I'll actually get to choose the voicemail. So I can choose one voicemail today and a different voicemail tomorrow without having to come back and edit the actual button itself, which is what I'm going to do in this particular case. Now, there are some times where I want to create multiple voicemail buttons, and I would create one button with one audio file and a different button with a different audio file. But in this case, I'm going to leave it set to dial session default. And then, of course, some other options. We're going to move through some of these other options a little bit faster here. We got the one-touch email. This is an important one. If I call you and you don't answer and I leave a voicemail, I may also want to trigger an email. I can also move a contact into a different folder based off the call outcome. My next action, this is only relevant if my contact has multiple phone numbers. So if I have contacts with multiple phone numbers and I call them and leave a voicemail, I may want to call the next number. So I'm going to go ahead and update that. I can add and remove tags to contacts. We're not going to spend any time on that. I don't want to add this record or this phone number to my do not call list just because I left them a voicemail, just because I didn't answer. I'm not going to delete the contact. I'm not going to delete the phone number. I'm not going to log this as a connected call. Why? Because I didn't answer. It was a voicemail. And webhook, this is a special advanced feature. We're not going to talk about this for a while, but we will talk about it. And I'm going to go ahead and save changes. So once I update that button, you'll see I now have a left message email assigned to that button. And now when I go to start dialing, let's go ahead and just jump into a quick dial session here real quick. Some of you may not have even ever seen Phone Burner, so I guess we better jump into a session. So let's go to our call one, our C1 call one. Let's go ahead and select a few records here, and then we'll begin a Phone Burner session. And this option right here, voicemail recording. Remember how we were talking about the voicemail button and how you can set it up to be a little bit more dynamic so it uses the dial session default? If you've done that, then you can choose the voicemail at this time. So if you're recording a new voicemail every day, or if you have multiple voicemails that you're going to use throughout the week, or different voicemails based off of different groups of contacts, I can choose that voicemail right here. And this will be the voicemail that's used on this dial session, and I don't have to worry about the specific settings of the button itself. And then I've got my dialing set. That was my default dialing set. That's the one that we edited. And our live answer set, we haven't really edited that yet. And then we're going to go ahead and continue. And now I just need to connect to the system. This is one of the great things about Phone Burner, is it doesn't require any special equipment. You just make one phone call from the phone that you're used to using, your home phone, your cell phone, your office phone. You just use that phone to call into Phone Burner. You're going to talk through that phone like you normally would, but the calls are all going to be managed by Phone Burner. So here I click Start Dialing. So now I'm calling Spider-Man. If it goes to voicemail, I don't have to listen to the entire greeting. I don't have to wait for the beep. I just click the leave voicemail button and I'm off to the next call. So you can see I've already left a voicemail. Let's say I'm calling Aquaman, it goes to voicemail. Boom, I'm off to the next call. So 2 voicemails, 1 email. The email stat will sometimes be a little bit behind because the emails wait until after you've dispositioned it and you've moved on. And so sometimes they're a little bit behind, but here you can see 3 voicemails, 3 emails. So easy, so quick to be able to drop a voicemail, instantly drop a voicemail as you're making calls, allowing you to save valuable time and saving your voice, right? You don't have to repeat yourself over and over and over again with that voicemail. So anyway, that is our training today. That's how easy it is with Phone Burner to instantly drop a voicemail. So you can start to see how Prosperity Central, especially with Phone Burner, can help you boost sales and growth. It's a super simple system that helps you present your opportunity, organize your contacts, and track those contact activities so you know who to follow up with and when to follow up with them. There is a 2-tier affiliate program built into the system so you can start building a second income stream, all while helping your team take advantage of tools they should be using anyway. It is mobile friendly and it is priced just right. Now, speaking of price, there are 3 account levels: Basic, Professional, and Premier. The Basic account, free for life, so that everybody on your team has no excuse not to have a Prosperity Central account. Everybody should have a Prosperity Central account so they can plug into you and your training. But for those that are serious about building a business, they should upgrade to the Professional. $24.95 a month gives them everything they need to manage, organize, and follow up with their prospects. And then for those that are serious about building a large organization, for those team leaders, they should upgrade to the Premier account. That gives them additional tools to help them create and customize content that they can then share with their team, including a training page. Now, if you do not have a Prosperity Central account, you need to go get one today. Go to prosperitycentral.biz. Once again, prosperitycentral.biz. Go there now and set up your account so that you can start getting more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. Thanks again, and happy prospecting.